for a chance to win an iPhone 7. Please see the website for all the details. SSWE TV. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel for a chance to win an iPhone 7. Please see the website for all the details. SSWE TV. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel for a chance to win an iPhone 7. Please see the website for all the details. ETV. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel for a chance to win an iPhone 7. Please see the website for all the details.
Smell good. Spicy. Tasty.
Listen.
Feel alive.
Don't know what to feel about this. I wanted everything to go right. But baby, I don't feel.
Good evening. Good evening. This is our brand new show. It's not brand new. Everybody know me as Voy Nikolas, previously with the Straight Talk, political Straight Talk. Tonight, listen, we gonna try a brand new segment show on WESS TV. With my producer, Captain Scott. So I promise you, this show is raw. So I want you guys share the live because I'm about to explode. So stay tuned because we're gonna have a great time. And to all my Republican friends, to all my friends on Facebook, to all my family, just say hello, because we're gonna have a great show here. My producer, Captain Scott, put this together, and all the credit goes out to him on his brand new studio here. I'm gonna say hi to him, but even if he's not gonna say hi back because he's just gonna respond on the background. Okay, so Captain Scott, thank you for putting this together, and I'm Voy Nikolas. Everybody, you already know me on Facebook. All my friends. So we're going to have some good time. We're going to talk about the RNC convention, which was the greatest convention that I ever seen a Republican put together for this virtual moment time. And we're also going to talk about the DNC convention. Okay? We're going to talk about the DNC convention, how boring it was, no substance. So to my Republican friends and family, get ready for November the 3rd, because guess what? We got to get Donald Trump reelected. No doubt. We're not going to let this radical Democrat take over this country. We're not going to let this radical Democrat take over this country. My producer's a Democrat. She's going to be with me on the show next week. But we're going to have such a wonderful time in this segment. We were supposed to come earlier than that. Captain Scott, we were doing all the great work in the background, so we couldn't come earlier. So therefore, we also got a phone number to participate on the show, and that's the 407-802-0463. We also have some highlight from the RNC convention. So we're going to share with you. Like the mainstream media was unbelievable this week. That's the word I could use. They were unbelievable because they had so much hate that the RNC, that the Republican was able to put such a wonderful convention together, dominate. You know how angry when you got Jake Tapper and CNN going off, I mean, these people, my God, you could see their face. Like, how dare the Republican put such a great convention? So, stay tuned. Share the live, folks. Share the live. Share the live. Just share this. Share this. So, Captain Scott, my man. You ain't put the numbers on, so people could go ahead and put the number 478020463. We're gonna have a great time. So how's everything doing, Captain Scott? How's the sound, brother? Everything's good? Everything good. Let me shout out to Michelle. Let me give a big shout out to Michelle. Share the live. Milan, I see she's watching. So like I said, we're gonna have a great time in this segment. I'm gonna try to do this segment every Saturday from now on until the election. If I'm unable to do it every Saturday, probably I'll do it every Saturday. And we have to get Republican to go out there and vote. We have not lost the 60 million Trump voters. As I look at the headline today, and Joy Reid on MSNBC, something that she said got my attention. This is how angry the Democrat was. They could not talk anything substance about the RNC convention. So therefore, they're trying to demonize it. They could not say anything positive. But as I listened to Bill Maher on HBO, who said, "Oh my God, I'm nervous." So yes, the Democrats are nervous. You look at those swing states now. You look at those swing states where the poll is tight, like Michigan, Wisconsin. That's great news for Donald Trump. So I'm calling on to all my American patriot, to all my Republican. We have to be energized. We got to get out there and vote. Okay? And also, the poll is tight in the state of Florida. So we in Florida, Republican, we cannot let this Democrat radical take over in 2020. They will be surprised on November the 3rd. And I'm going to share with you some of the great speakers that was at the RNC convention. Herschel Walker, man, that man touched my heart. When he was speaking, I was crying. Oh my God, he touched my heart. When you have the Attorney General from Kentucky, also was among the speakers. He was great. And my God, he just blew my mind. So some of the highlight, we're gonna watch some of the videos. My producer, when I tell him go ahead, put the video on, you're gonna be able to hear some of them speak if you were not able to speak. And also I got my hat on. So all my Republican friends, so if you like me with the hat, guess what? Share the live, tell me you want the hat on or if you want the hat off. So right now, I just want some vote. I just want a lot of vote. So if you love that hat, and I want Republicans to go out there, feel good, wear your t-shirt, wear your hat, okay? Put your signs up. And I know we on fire. We cannot let these radical Democrats take over on November the 3rd. We know Joe Biden is not going to serve his time, that Kamala Harris will be the president. And also, the Democrat, they have a strategy. Do you know what strategy is they're talking about? Let me tell you. The reason why Joe Biden selected Kamala Harris for vice president, Joe Biden said himself he's only going to serve one term if he become president, but we're not going to allow that to happen. If Joe Biden become president, they will, guess what? Deactivate the 25th Amendment. So Kamala Harris will be the president. We're not going to let that happen in November, on November the 3rd. And the other thing we're going to discuss Jacob Blake, the shooting that happened in Kenosha, Wisconsin. And we're also going to talk about mail-in voting ballot. Okay? So those are the three topics we're going to talk about, but I'm also going to share, and the first video I'm going to share with you is the Attorney General from Kentucky. So producer, shoot that video for me, brother.
I also think about Joe Biden, who says, if you aren't voting for me, you ain't black, who argued that Republicans would put us back in chains, who says there is no diversity of thought in the black community. Mr. Vice President, look at me. I am black. We are not all the same, sir. I am not in chains. My mind is my own. And you can't tell me how to vote because of the color of my skin. Good evening. My name is Daniel Cameron. I am 34 years old and the first African-American Attorney General in Kentucky history. It is an honor to be with you as a proud Republican and supporter of Donald J. Trump. I was raised in Kentucky, just a few miles from Abraham Lincoln's birthplace. Our first Republican president believed in compassion, self-reliance, freedom, equality, and justice. Sadly, there are some who don't believe in this wisdom or in the better angels of our shared American history as they tear down the statues of people like Ulysses S. Grant, Frederick Douglass, and even Mr. Lincoln himself. Lincoln said, any nation that does not honor its heroes will not long endure. And for Republicans, our heroes are those who propelled an imperfect nation ever forward, always striving to make life better for everyone. Even as anarchists mindlessly tear up American cities while attacking police and innocent bystanders, we Republicans do recognize those who work in good faith towards peace, justice, and equality. In fact, it was General Dwight Eisenhower, a future Republican president, who said, democracy is a system that recognizes the equality of humans before the law. Whether you are the family of Breonna Taylor or David Dorn, these are the ideals that will heal our nation's wounds. Republicans will never turn a blind eye to unjust acts, but neither will we accept an all-out assault on Western civilization. My values were shaped by my faith and by my parents. I worked at their small coffee shop, meeting people from all walks of life. And I realized something. No matter who we are, everyone needs a cup of coffee. That lesson stuck with me because despite our differences, we all want the same things. For our children to have more opportunities than we did, to feel the dignity of work, and to believe that if you play by the rules, you can make a good life for yourself and your family. So the question is, will we choose the path that gives us the best chance to meet those universal desires? Or will we go backward to a time when people were treated like political commodities who can't be trusted to think for themselves? I think often about my ancestors who struggled for freedom. And as I think of those giants and their broad shoulders, I also think about Joe Biden, who says, if you aren't voting for me, you ain't black, who argued that Republicans would put us back in chains, who says there is no diversity of thought in the black community. Mr. Vice President, look at me. I am black. We are not all the same, sir. I am not in chains. My mind is my own. And you can't tell me how to vote because of the color of my skin. Joe Biden is a backwards thinker in a world that is craving forward-looking leadership. There's no wisdom in his record or plan, just a trail of discredited ideas and offensive statements. Joe Biden would destroy jobs, raise our taxes, and throw away the lives of countless unborn children. And he is captive to the radical left, a movement committed to cancel culture and the destruction of public discourse. They believe your skin color must dictate your politics. And if you fail to conform while exercising your God-given right to speak and think freely, they will cut you down. The politics of identity, cancellation, and mob rule are not acceptable to me. Republicans trust you to think for yourself and to pursue your American dream however you see fit. Mr. Lincoln said the dogmas of the quiet past are inadequate to the stormy present. The occasion is piled high with difficulty, and we must rise to the occasion. I believe Donald Trump can meet Lincoln's mandate, even as Joe Biden remains trapped by his own failed record and by the radicals who dominate his party. Let's be honest, no one is excited about Joe Biden, and so I ask you to judge the record. On criminal justice reform, Joe Biden couldn't do it, but President Trump did. On the economy, Joe Biden couldn't do it, but President Trump did build an economy that worked for everyone, especially minorities, and he will do it again. And on immigration, Joe Biden promises more to illegal immigrants than he does to you. But President Trump believes his highest duty is to the American worker. The choice is clear. Let me close with something my mom told me. This country's many faces comprise a family, not separate parts to be divided against each other. And like any family, we care for one another. We grieve together. We share our burdens and our struggles, and we celebrate our successes. And though we fuss and fight, we are not enemies. We are Americans, united by a collective faith in our Constitution and laws and the fundamental fairness they represent. We are defenders of life and of individual liberty, and we carry the mantle of Eisenhower and of Reagan to be a force for good in this world, and one that must always be reckoned with. That's my Republican Party, the party of Lincoln, that believes America is an indispensable nation, an evergreen tree, standing tall in a turbulent world. And that's why I am voting for Donald Trump for president. Thank you, and God bless.
Yes, all the ABC channels. And what I was reading, they call those, conservative, we Uncle Tom. That's the best they could do. Like the Attorney General said, I have my own mind. I have my own idea. You cannot dictate me or tell me which party to vote for. And I hope my African American brothers are watching this, because you guys been voting for Democrat for the last 50 years. What do you gain out of it? Now this year, Joe Biden selected VP Kamala Harris. One reason only. He's trying to make history. Just like Obama made history become president. And that's what the Democrat Party is all about, making history. This is not a time of history. It is the time for action. It is the time for action. So, therefore, and I hope Republican voters, and once again, will not let the radical Democrat take over on November the 3rd. Let me go give a shout out to all the folks over in New Orleans and Texas on this devastating hurricane, Laura. Okay? My heart, my prayers goes out to you guys in Louisiana, part of Louisiana, and part of Texas. Okay? So I just want to have an opportunity to say that. And also, I know I was trying to do this show in both languages, Creole and English. And basically, I will do some mostly in English. I'll just basically do it in English. And I'm just going to say just a few words in Creole if I have some Creole some Haitian that's listening to me on my Facebook page. So, je besoin tout haïtien. Bonsoir, bienvenue sur l'émission ça parce que c'est émission Straight Talk Political Express là que qu'on y a que moi mettez sur Facebook, moi mettez sur YouTube pour nous pour nous venir parler politique là élection 2020, OK? So l'autre semaine, tu m'as eu l'opportunité m'a gagné Captain Scott ensemble avec moi. So, plus ou moins que n'a parlé, m'a font plus ou moins parler créole sur l'émission ça. Mais qu'on y a là, bon, parce que gens politique là, il y a là, parce que haïtien pas un facteur, l'aime un facteur dans la politique là en 2021, parce que nous pas gagné assez et ça veut dire nous on vote poll vraiment vrai pour mettre une différence tant que Spanish Asian, the Spanish community, the Asian community. To really shift the number in voting. So yes, a lot of your Haitians going to vote, but guess what? You really don't have at a greater capacity, don't have the number to actually effect an election. Okay, so I just want to be clear on that. Gilles, I know Gilles is on Facebook page, so I just want to say hello to him. And how you doing, Gilles? Okay, so like I said, we're gonna have a great time, and the number is. Are we on, Brother Scott? Okay, all right, because you kind of lost me here on the screen. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure, because I didn't see the other screens on. Okay, we got it. All right, we on. All right. So, like the Attorney General out of Kentucky for CNN and MSNBC to call these people Uncle Tom. The next speaker I'm going to have is a football legend, Herschel Walker, who have been friends with President Trump for the last 38 years. This man really break my heart. And he didn't even, Donald Trump didn't even know Herschel Walker was going to do this, okay? He didn't have no idea because he's sick and tired of the accusation and the race baiting the Democrat is doing. And people got to understand, the Democrat Party use race every presidential election. If they don't have race, they don't have anything else. And to all my Democratic voters out there, what does Joe Biden and Kamala Harris offer? They're not offering you anything. Majority of you Democrat is going to vote based on you hate Trump. There's nothing else you're going to vote for. You're not going to vote on substance. You're not going to vote on agenda because the Democratic Party don't have any agenda. They don't have any agenda. That's why I'm having my little cha-cha. What agenda do they have? None. So, producer, pull the next great speaker. I mean, Herschel Walker. He nailed it. And we're gonna have you have an opportunity. A lot of you was not able to watch Herschel Walker if you're not able to see him talk at the DNC convention, and I want you to have an opportunity to listen to it right now. I mean, I tell you what, he was just excellent. Herschel Walker. Yeah, here we go. You got it, my man. So let me know when you're ready. You go ahead. Let it go.
It hurt my soul to hear the terrible names that people call Donald. The worst one is racist. I take it as a personal insult that people would think I've had a 37-year friendship with a racist. People who think that don't know what they're talking about. Growing up in the Deep South, I've seen racism up close. I know what it is, and it isn't Donald Trump. I'm not an actor, a singer, or a politician. I'm Herschel Walker. Most of you know me as a football player, but I'm also a father, a man of faith, and a very good judge of character. I've known Donald Trump for 37 years, and I don't mean just casual ran into him from time to time. I'm talking about a deep personal friendship. I watched him as an owner of a professional football team. Right after he bought the team, he set out to learn. He learned about the history of the team, the players, the coaches, every detail. Then he used what he learned to make the team better. I watched him in the boardroom. He can be in the middle of a big meeting, but if one of the kids was on the phone, he dropped everything to take the call. He taught me that the family should be your top priority. I watched him treat janitors, security guards, and waiters the same way he would treat a VIP. He made them feel special because he knew they were. He understands that they are the people who make this country run. They clean, they cook, they build, they drive, they deliver. He told me, Herschel, make an effort to get to know people. Remember their names. That stuck with me. One time, I planned to take his kids to Disney World with my family. At the last minute, Donald said he'd like to join us. So there he was, in a business suit, on It's a Small World ride. That was something to see. It just shows you what a caring, loving father he is. It hurt my soul to hear the terrible names that people call Donald. The worst one is racist. I take it as a personal insult that people would think I've had a 37-year friendship with a racist. People who think that don't know what they're talking about. Growing up in the Deep South, I've seen racism up close. I know what it is, and it isn't Donald Trump. Just because someone loves and respects the flag, our national anthem, and our country, doesn't mean they don't care about social justice. I care about all those things. So does Donald Trump. He shows how much he cares about social justice in the black community through his actions. And his action speaks louder than stickers or slogans on a jersey. He keeps right on fighting to improve the lives of black Americans and all Americans. He works night and day. He never stops. He leaves nothing on the field. Some people don't like his style, the way he knocks down obstacles that get in the way of his goals. People on the opposing team didn't like when I ran over them either, but that's how you get the job done. I pray every night that God gives him more time. Give him 4 more years. He has accomplished so much almost all by himself on a constant attack. But there's still more work to be done. If you love America and want to make it better, Donald Trump is your president. He's my president, and I'm blessed to call him friend. Yeah.
And that was amazing. Herschel Walker, he touched my heart. And it's so sad when I listen to CNN, MSNBC, ABC, and all the ABC channel, all the radical channels, all the mainstream media with an agenda, using race as a weapon to demonize black conservative. That's painful. And this is what's going on in America right now. The division is not, Republicans did not create division. Donald Trump did not create a division in America. The division was created by the Democrat, the radical Democrat. That's what we're living in today. Joe Biden has been in Washington, D.C. for the last 47 years, almost 4 decades. Racial injustice, what does he have done? He was the vice president for the last 8 years. What greater achievement does he accomplish as a vice president on racial injustice in America? We have the first black president, Barack Hussein Obama. What Barack Obama have done in the last 8 years to combat racial injustice in America? Nothing. Okay? So now, certainly Joe Biden is going to be the savior with his 1994 crime bill. He's going to be the savior now to change things. And his vice president, Kamala Harris, locked up more black people in California than any other attorney general in the country. Are these people think we're stupid? Is black Americans really stupid? Now, as I watched this whole week, and yesterday after the RNC convention, the media is so furious that Herschel Walker was friend with Donald Trump for the last 38 years. Folks, they're trying to demonize these. And bravo to Herschel Walker. He said, well, I'll lose some friend, and I don't care. I don't care. Understand what the Democrat Party is doing. They use race as division. They use race as a weapon. They use race to gain power. And every 4 years, whoever the Republican nominee is, whoever the Republican president is all about race. I think the American people are sick and tired of it. I think the American people really disgusted about it. It's time to wake up. It is time for a different direction. When you listen to Cameron, the Attorney General out of Kentucky, when Joe Biden made this statement, we're going to put you back on chain. This is the view of the Democratic Party. And Joe Biden has not been changed. Joe Biden has not been changed. You look at Joe Biden's record in the Senate, was friend with the most segregation senators in Congress. You look at Joe Biden's statement, you look at when Kamala Harris, during the primary and the debate, she called Joe Biden a racist, point blank. And she has such a history, such a great line, okay, on segregation. You look at Joe Biden's record in 1979 and say, well, black kids and white kids cannot go to the same high school, that they will turn high school into a jungle. But where is the mainstream media talking about that record? No, it's all about hating Trump, folks. Now the media trying to paint Joe Biden as a saint. And listen to Herschel Walker, that all Donald Trump kids really, they grew up with him. And to me, you look at Donald Trump family, that tells me a lot about the man, how he raised his family. That tells me a lot about this man. You look at his kids speak at the RNC convention. You see the honesty in his kids. I wish every American would look to that. And we're going to have a final speaker. We got two more. Vernon Jones, who's a Democrat, who's a representative out of Georgia, who really knock it out, who really understand that his party, his Democratic Party, is not the party it is today. Let me go ahead and play Vernon Jones for you, okay, if you didn't have an opportunity to see it, all right?
Hello, America. My name is Vernon Jones, and I'm a state representative from the great state of Georgia. As you can see, I'm a man of color, and I'm a lifelong Democrat, too. You may be wondering, why is a lifelong Democrat speaking at the Republican National Convention? And that's a fair question, and here's your answer. The Democratic Party does not want black people to leave their mental plantation. We've been forced to be there for decades and generations. But I have news for Joe Biden. We are free. We are free people with free minds. And I'm part of a large and growing segment of the black community who are independent thinkers, and we believe that Donald Trump is the president that America needs to lead us forward. This is no time for sleeping in the basement. Joe Biden has had 47 years to produce results. but he's been all talk and no action, just like so many of the Democrats who've been making promises to the black voters for decades. We've been their captive audience. When President Trump sought to earn the black vote, the Democratic Party leaders went crazy. Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer literally started wearing kente cloths around the U.S. Capitol, as if pandering were enough to keep us satisfied. Let me tell you why I'm supporting our president. I grew up in the South, in Laurel Hill, North Carolina, Scotland County, the Green Pond community to be exact. My parents, Robin and Rufus Jones, built with their own hands a 4-room cinder block home with no indoor plumbing. They had very limited education, but they instilled in us a strong work ethic that drove me from those tobacco fields of North Carolina to those hallowed halls of the Georgia General Assembly. My parents taught me if I believed in God, worked hard, and treated every person fairly, there was no limit to what we could achieve. I attended North Carolina Central University, an historical black college. For generations, HBCUs have been the incubators that develop black scholars in math and science and religion, engineering, and politics. They have been important springboards for the black success. But Democrats haven't treated them that way. When President Trump took office, he changed everything. He delivered historic funding to HBCUs, and he guaranteed it for 10 years, something that's never happened in the history of this country. That gave our HBCUs stability, the chance to grow, and produce the next generation of black leaders. That's right, Donald Trump did that. He's also supported school choice to ensure that no child, no matter their race or zip code, is left behind. Every child should have access to a quality education. But education is just the beginning. The president also built the most inclusive economy ever, with record low unemployment for African Americans and record high participation in the workforce. He put opportunity zones in the Trump tax bill that would drive investment into our communities for decades to come. He put the interests of American workers, and especially black workers, first. That's right, Donald Trump did that. He delivered historic criminal justice reform. He ended once and for all the policy of incarceration of black people, which has decimated our communities, caused by no other than Joe Biden. Democrats wouldn't do it, Obama didn't want to do it, and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris definitely wouldn't do it. But Donald Trump did it. He's also working every day to make our communities safer. As a former executive of DeKalb County, Georgia, I directed one of the largest public safety departments in the Southeast. I've seen tragic shootings on both sides. Officers killing citizens and citizens killing officers in the line of duty. Police officers are our fellow citizens. They live in our country. They have families too. They live in our communities. Unfortunately, Democrats have turned their backs on our brave police officers. They call it defunding. And it's a danger to our cities, our neighborhoods, and our children. Isn't it ironic that Democrat politicians have personal security to protect them? So why don't they forego their security and replace them with social workers, especially since that's what they want for you and me? Our police need more funding, not less, for frequent psychological examinations, for non-lethal remote restraint technology, and for more de-escalation and use of force training. These are the common sense solutions that President Trump supports. True, sincere police reform. That's right, Donald Trump did that too. Education, jobs, safety, security, on issue after issue. And in just a single term, he destroyed these negative forces that have victimized, the black community for decades. He gave us the opportunity to rise. Now, you know, when I made the public announcement of my support for President Trump, all hell broke loose. I was threatened, called an embarrassment, and asked to resign by my own party. Unfortunately, that's consistent with the Democratic Party and how they view independent thinking black men and women. But I'm here to tell you that black voices are becoming more woke and louder than ever. The Democratic Party has become infected with a pandemic of intolerance, bigotry, socialism, anti-law enforcement bias, and a dangerous tolerance for people who attack others, destroy their property, and terrorize our own communities. That's what this election is all about. And that's why right now, more than ever before, America needs Donald Trump in the Oval Office for another 4 years. God bless you, and vote Donald J. Trump. Thank you.
Need Donald Trump right now. Woo! How many of you, my fellow Republican, my fellow Democrat, who wants to leave the plantation, who wants to leave the Democratic plantation, was able to listen to Vernon Jones, was able to watch this man? I'm a black conservative. I voted Republican. In the past, yes, I voted Democrat. This election is the most important election in our lifetime. Listen to what Vernon Jones say. See what's happening in America right now. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris wanted to defund the police. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris wanted to have open borders, open our southern borders, that anyone could come in America without being vetted. Joe Biden don't want to say anything what is happening, the violence and the looting that is happening in America today in our most major city, like Portland, Seattle, New York, Chicago, Houston, and other part of the city where Democratic control. Joe Biden don't even want to denounce the violence. The Democratic Party had 4 days convention, did not mention anything about those protesters, about those agitators, about the violence that's going on in a major city in America because they don't want to offend their base. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will be bad for this country. Folks, listen to me for a second. Yesterday, finally, Joe Biden came out in his basement. I briefly say something about the looting and the protests, but it's already too late. If we're not going to back our police officers, now you have people who's being attacked. Yesterday, Senator Rand Paul, a sitting U.S. senator, was attacked by Black Lives Matter, by Antifa. And it's time for the FBI to step in and investigate those groups. The Black Lives Matters and the Antifa, they are a radical group and they are terrorists. They are terrorizing the city in America. And Joe Biden do not want to denounce Black Lives Matters, and Antifa. If we let Joe Biden and Kamala Harris take over this country,